All right, so movie news, the news fix for the week. We have a ton of stuff coming in out of CinemaCon, a ton of stuff. Most of the stuff is related, not the least of which being some hard dates for those Spider-Man movies, plus some John Wick universe expansion situations. And we're going to talk about that Avengers reveal because, oh boy, there's a lot of stuff missing from that, honestly. And some updates to it already. So yeah, we're gonna do all of that. So let's just... Welcome, nerds, to the Clips channel. You are about to watch the movie news for the week, at least since the last time you were here, probably. So, movie news, this is a smaller portion of a larger video. If you want to get all of the nerdy news, all of the pop culture stuff that's going on, go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy. The name of the show you're looking for is called The Week in Nerddom, and that's where you can get everything. Or you can just stay here and specifically watch movie news. We're going to talk about upcoming movies, we're going to talk about things that are happening in the box office right now, see how they're doing, that kind of stuff, and yeah, the kind of everything pertaining to movies. So let's jump into that. You know, roll the footage and get into it. Okay, so like I said, CinemaCon is dropping tons of information in our laps as far as movie news is concerned this week. So let's talk about that in follow-ups and corrections is going to be where a lot of this stuff comes from. So first up, we have Spider-Man movie logos. Or Spider-Man movies, I guess is more appropriate. Finally have official titles and dates for the next couple Spider-Man movies. The live action one with Tom Holland is going to be Spider-Man Brand New Day. It is going to be hitting theaters July 31st of next year, 2026. And then the highly anticipated conclusion to the animated franchise, or animated series anyway, is Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. We know that. That one wasn't really news, but we have a release date of June 4th of 2027. Crap, that is 2 years out. That sucks. So mark your calendars because these are both going to be box office breaking movies. I almost guarantee it. Next up is the follow-up for the live action Zelda movie. Yeah, so live action Zelda officially staked its claim on March 26th of 2027. Also 2 years out, but being as we have very little information about this movie at this point, kind of makes sense that it's that far out. Wes Ball, who did Maze Runner and The New Planet of the Apes, is going to be directing, we know that now, and also Shigeru Miyamoto and Avi Arad are going to be producers on the project. Continuing on with more follow-ups, we have the MCU Avengers reveal. So we got a whole lot to unpack here. We're not going to go over the entire list of everybody who was revealed. It took 5.5 freaking hours to reveal 20-something actors, and all of them, save for maybe a small few, were kind of already a given. I think the one that surprised me the most, and I'm gonna forget the actor's name because it's not in the script because I don't have proper notes and just working off of a script this time. I'm trying something new, give me a break. But the guy who played Nightcrawler, I should know his name. He does a lot of things. He's actually a really great actor. He was Gazoo in the Flintstones movie. He's the MC for Cabaret very frequently on Broadway, and he does phenomenally there. I can't think of his name, and I'm sorry, but I really dig him. But so that one, I think, was the one that actually kind of surprised me, but literally everybody else on that list was like, yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. No, get to the one that's going to surprise and shock and awe, and that didn't materialize. So whatever the next big team up is, the rumor mill still churns, but basically we have more to talk about with the lack of confirmations. It's more interesting to note who isn't being confirmed as far as this goes. Talking notable absences like the Eternals, anyone on the cast of the Eternals, most of the Guardians of the Galaxy, OGs like Chris Evans in any capacity, let alone Cap, but we'll take Johnny Storm too. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk surprisingly was not listed. Don Cheadle's War Machine, again, kind of surprisingly not listed. Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, also surprisingly not listed. Benedict Cumberbatch, though I think Cumberbatch has confirmed he will be back for Secret Wars, not Doomsday, so that kind of makes sense. Paul Bettany's Vision, MIA here. We even have characters who were set up in very recent projects, like the Thunderbolts. Not present in this announcement. Why the hell not? She-Hulk, Blade, Deadpool, Wolverine, none of these characters, none of their actors were announced for this. Explicitly locked in the current chatter next Avengers film, though, many will surely appear somewhere between the Doomsday and Secret Wars. Massive list of characters not being actively discussed as imminent team up right now, but the one of them that has changed, again, I think I saw Cumberbatch say he's not going to be in Doomsday, but he is going to be in Secret Wars. So that kind of changes a lot of things, if you consider that. Hayley Steinfeld has said that Kate Bishop is going to be in an Avengers movie soon. I'm definitely paraphrasing here, but she did not specifically say she's going to be back for Doomsday. She just said she was going to be back for an Avengers movie, for the Avengers movie, or something along those lines. So very much implying that maybe she's also just coming back for Secret Wars. So kind of an amendment there to the list that they've given us, but really again, the most interesting stuff is who is not confirmed. Obviously Robert Downey Jr., because he was the first one confirmed for the movie. Yeah, so that's what we got there. Just like, hopefully we get some more really interesting leaks, because I don't think there's anything in the rumor mill even this week that's dealing with that stuff. So let's move on. Next up, we have John Wick. We have 2 John Wick franchise expansions. First up, we have John Wick anime. The prequel series is going to be, has been confirmed rather, going to a prequel movie, not series, movie, I misspoke. It's going to be telling the story of how John Wick originally gained his freedom from the high table. Keanu Reeves is set to return, from what I understand, to voice his character. A couple of the other actors from the franchise are also returning to do voices in the animated movie, so that's pretty cool. Shannon Tindle is directing and Vanessa Taylor is writing. I don't know who those people are in relation to this. I think they're long-term production types for the John Wick franchise, so that makes sense. But wait, there's more. Also, the Donnie Yen spin-off movie is going to be focusing on Kane, obviously, because that's the character he plays. It is now going to be almost exactly the same as the John Wick prequel anime. It's going to be showing us how how Kane got his freedom from the high table as well. So 2 John Wick expansion movies coming alongside, effectively, the Ballerina series. So a lot of stuff going on there, and people are still eating it up. I am far behind on the John Wick movies, so I don't know, maybe I'll catch up one day. It just doesn't really hold a lot for me. But let's continue on, shall we? Next up, we have an update for the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. So we were talking about this a while ago, and now we have CinemaCon revealing that legacy stars Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. will in fact be involved. We knew this, but they are going to be more mentor characters than they are going to be stars, like was speculated. Freddie Prinze Jr. came out and said, no, we're not going to be the focus, but a lot of people thought that was a misdirect. Based on the footage that was shown at CinemaCon, it seems that exactly right. They are going to be more mentors to the new cast than they are anything else as far as the focus of the movie goes. Interestingly, it sounds like the original idea of making this reboot movie more in line with the book that is kind of sort of based on has seemingly gone out the window, because we are involving the original cast for the movie that had very little to do with the book, and now we're tying them into this and kind of completely just ignoring the announcement that we're going to be making this more in line with the book. So yeah, super interesting situation. We'll keep tabs. Hopefully they release a trailer soon. We can get our own taste since we're not all at CinemaCon. Next up, let's talk about that Coyote versus Acme situation. There is a great update here. Last time we talked about it, it was still kind of in limbo. People were bidding, trying to win the favor of WB, as it were, so that they could be the ones that released the movie. And now it seems that Ketchup Entertainment, I believe is the name of the company. Yes, Ketchup Entertainment has acquired the distribution rights and plans to release the Looney Tunes movie sometime this year. Next year, rather. Sorry, next year. I can read. Next year. So, we win. That's great. However, the release of the the Looney Tunes movie, the Looney Tunes Save the World or whatever the hell it was, like, obviously I don't remember the name of this movie because they didn't do enough promotion for it. We talked about it here when they released the trailer. The trailer was funny, but it's out and nobody went and saw it. So it's a whole situation with Warner Brothers. Let's just keep moving on. That is what we have for follow-ups and corrections, though. Let's now talk about trailers because we got a couple of really cool ones. We have Karate Kid Legends is the first one we're talking about. The new trailer for Legends is here. Movie is officially bringing back Jackie Chan as Mr. Han from the 2010 reboot-ish. And then Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso is also going to be a mentor in this movie. The trailer looks like it's going to be... So when I was a kid, there were the Surf Ninjas movies. There were a bunch of movies in that kind of vein. It seems like this movie is going to be this generation's version of that, but in a much better way because Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, like, come on. So, May 30th is when it's going to be in theaters, and I would not be surprised if we get cameos from both Jaden Smith. That one, I think, is a little bit more further out there, and also William Zabka. I think Zabka, I can almost guarantee, I'm going to put this one out there as my own little personal speculation, but I can almost guarantee that Zabka will have some sort of cameo, if not slightly more than a cameo, in this Karate Kid movie. Just because, I mean, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, that's what we got. Wax on, wax off, sweep the... let's continue on. Next up, we have Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We got a teaser for that one as well. Five Nights at Freddy's is surprisingly good for a, I think it was a PG-13 movie. It might have even been PG, honestly. I can't remember, but surprisingly good considering the lack of an R rating for a horror movie. So obviously it did well in theaters. We're getting a trailer. Finally, we've been keeping tabs on it up until this point. Linked, as always, down in the description. December 5th of this year, it will be in theaters. Super stoked for that. More animatronic mayhem for the rest of us. That's what we got for trailers. Let's talk about some other movie headlines across the world, shall we? In the regular ass news. So first up, we have, oh crap, that's right. We have to start on a down note because the Val Kilmer has passed. Oh, so this sucks. But we do the passings in the beginning of the regular ass news section so that we can get to the less depressing things by the end of it. Yeah, Val Kilmer's 65 years old. He had obviously been struggling with throat cancer for a number of years to the point where it started where he couldn't speak normally anymore. There's a fantastic documentary about his life on Prime, I'm pretty sure is where it is, that he made with his son. His son does the voiceover and it's wonderful. It absolutely, like, I watched it and it made me emotional while he was still alive. I can only imagine what would happen if I watched it now. It's fantastic. You should watch it. Go watch your favorite Val Kilmer movie. That is not your suggestion for the week. That's just good advice. Just because he was a national treasure. Val Kilmer, for all of the cheesy things that you can say he did, he always believed in everything he did and made some amazing movies in the meantime. Tombstone, the Top Gun movies, just, I mean, he was freaking Batman, for crying out loud. One of the coolest things about, I mean, like, obviously it's not cool that he's passed, but like one of the more cool coincidental things around his passing is the final thing he posted on Instagram. He was hanging out with David Cho. David Cho is a world famous artist, hangs out with David Chang. They're buddies, Chang being one of my culinary heroes in the world of food. And they were analyzing like images of justice and what that looks like, and Batman and how that factors in, and just a really cool, like, even up until the end, he was there, man. He was a very special human being, and so we are going to take a moment in remembrance of Val Kilmer. coming out of the sad bits, let's talk about some weird bits. So we got official word from CinemaCon, from James Gunn even at CinemaCon, that we're going to be getting a teaser for Superman. It's going to be 8 minutes of footage. That doesn't say exactly what part of the movie it's coming from, but it's going to be pasted at the front of the Minecraft movie, because that's worked well in the past. So you take a trip back and down memory lane with me, if you will. Back, I can't remember the year at this point in time. It is somewhere in the mid 2000s when the movie, oh, I'm gonna forget the name of the movie. So let me go to the notes real quick. But the Animatrix Dreamcatcher. There we go. Dreamcatcher. The movie Dreamcatcher. There was a horror movie called Dreamcatcher. When it was released into theaters, there was a Matrix short film that was placed in front of it on the reels at I think every movie theater that it was in. So the ticket sales for this movie Dreamcatcher were amazing, because this was the first taste of something of the Matrix since the first movie was released, because they were still gearing up for the second movie and then into the third movie, right? So with the success of the first movie, this was kind of a given that this was going to be amazing. But from all accounts that I have heard and read and so on and so forth, after the Animatrix trailer played, I'm sorry, the short is The Final Flight of the Osiris, is the name of the short movie. After that played, before the Dreamcatcher movie started rolling, theaters emptied out. So I suspect we're going to be seeing something similar for the Minecraft movie. There's going to be an artificially high number of ticket sales so that people can go see the first few minutes or a couple of minutes or whatever from the new Superman movie. Though I think it's going to be a little bit different, because that was 2003 or something, and this is 2025. And things are quite different considering the internet these days. So I think either it's going to be artificially inflated, or really nobody's going to go watch it except for with their kids. That's what we got on that one. Let's talk next about Dogma. Kevin Smith has the rights back, kind of, to his movie Dogma. And so we've talked about this already, that he got that. The new piece here is that he's taking it on tour, like he does with all of his new movies anymore. So he's taking Dogma on its 20th anniversary tour, I believe, somewhere in the notes. I can't find it, whatever. So I'm just gonna read it. Taking Dogma on the road, he's doing one of his classic roadshow tours with the original film, hitting 16 stops across the country. Kicks off April 20th in Los Angeles, California. Wraps up in New Jersey at his own Smodcast Cinemas sometime thereafter. The tour leads up to the re-release of the movie in 4K. There is a 4K remaster coming out on June 5th. Everything is happening on June freaking 5th. It will be available also in theaters in 4K. There's 1,500 theaters across the country, across US and Canada, are going to be playing this, I presume, for just a couple of days. Also on June 5th. Ticketing info can be found at the website, dogmamovie.com. Though someone might want to tell us, Kevin Smith, that white on white for their website is a horrible, horrible idea. We have white text on a white background. You can't read the information unless you highlight it. Just a design complaint, I guess. Change the text color. It's garbage. Anyway, like I said at the beginning of the season, this is going to be a big merch push season. We are jumping in to doing the merch. I have the first specialty piece lined up. It's probably going to drop next month though, so we're looking at April for our first specialty piece. So jump in now, get yourself some basic nerd shirts, just the real basic design. Let the world know that you are a nerd and you love the things that we talk about on this show. In the broad strokes, at the very least, there's the music nerd, there's the movie nerd, there's the gaming nerd and the tech nerd and all of the different kinds of nerds that we embrace here at Generally Nerdy, and then all of the other ones. If you feel like your category has been missed, please by all means let me know and I will make a shirt based on that information, assuming I agree with said information. But either way, merch push, go check out the merch store. We got some pretty awesome stuff And I'm actually quite proud of these designs because I did them all by hand. So thank you very much, nerds. Go check out the merch store. Don't forget to, you know, pick something up while you're there. It helps the channel a lot. As soon as we can start regularly getting merch out, I can start cutting back hours at the day job. That's how this works. I can focus more on entertaining and informing you guys. So thank you very much, nerds. Let's get back to the video. So, next is a super interesting one because I really thought there was a closer tie between this film festival and the city it was in. So we have word that Sundance Film Festival, which as long as I've known has always been in Park City, Utah, is now changing scenes, is going from Utah to Colorado and is going to be in Boulder, Colorado for the next iteration. I think that's all, that is the entire, yeah, that's the entire news piece there. They're moving from where they've been for like, since the inception of the film festival, I'm pretty sure. Now they're gonna be, that's just weird. Anyway, that's what we have for regular ass news. Let's talk about our suggestion for the week. Suggestion for the week is a movie that has a donkey show. That is Clerks 2. This is my favorite of the Kevin Smith movies. That might be blasphemous because it's not Clerks 1 or I don't know, Chasing Amy. What is the Mallrats? I think is the other one that I should love the most. But I love those movies just fine, all three of them actually. I just think Clerks 2 is a little bit more my speed. Just a little more in line with my tempo, if you will. This is, I think, Kevin Smith at his peak. Everything up until this point was leading to this point, and everything he's done since this movie gets compared to this movie. So yes, 100%. It's all dick and fart jokes and it's all childish humor for sure. It's all very nerdy humor even. I mean, what other movie do you know can make a 2.5 minute Lord of the Rings joke comparing Lord of the Rings to Star Wars, like, and legitimately make you laugh every time? I don't know any other movie. This movie has it. So, I mean, if you're just looking for a stupid good time, go check out Clerks 2. It is currently streaming for rent on Prime or on Apple TV Plus. So yeah, go do that because it's just going to be a great night. Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, probably here.